Listen, I woke up this morning, put the coffee on. That's a win. That's
there
a win
we go.
in my book. It sounds bleak. Having the time of my life.
There we go.
Just out there, raw dog in the universe.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome to the Smiling Faces podcast series. We're so excited about the community that's growing around Smiling Faces. For those of you who don't know, Smiling Faces is our 30-minute comedy pilot.
Yay!
Written by Victoria and executive produced by both of us and starring Victoria. And we've gotten so much great
interest and feedback, I think, on what the show's going to be about, for those that do know, which is really exciting. So excited to share more with you guys and connect with you so you can kind of understand the themes of what's to come when the show's actually out.
Our podcast is specifically a space for everyone that's been asking questions, for those of you who want to share your own stories of dating, your own stories of revenge, your own experiences on...
I'm laughing at Rick because I'm yes, please tell me the revenge tea.
Maneuvering through dating and relationships, specifically in this day and age.
If you're out there in the streets dating, you have our whole heart. We're in the trenches with you. So, especially dating, elder millennial, I would say. I would say that's a touch of it too. I feel like that's a different landscape. So we want to open up that space for venting, for sharing. Have your friends grown tired of hearing your stories about your bad dates? We haven't.
We're never tired.
We want to know.
It's never a one-upmanship, just a herd you would not believe the guy I went out with last week, which I think is a great place to start with your date this week.
Oh, yes. I got to say, I went into this already. I've been trying to diversify my portfolio because I have a bad habit of, if I get a match with somebody, because I'm mostly online dating, if I get a match with someone, I will focus on that person because I want a relationship. So I'm one at a time. But everyone's you got to diversify because if that person lets you down, then you got nothing again. So I did go. So I was talking to someone else. I went on a date with this guy. Now I'm going to tell you straight up, immediately from messages prior, I was underwhelmed. But I still thought, no. You put yourself out there.
Keep the portfolio diversified. Keep the calendar full.
Yes.
Let somebody surprise you.
Right. Maybe he doesn't come through well through technology. Maybe he's he's in your face and he shines.
This is where we differ because it's a no for me. If you can't communicate in basic grammar and texting, look, I'm dating people that didn't grow up with a phone in their hands, but they got one eventually, and they've had it for a good 15, 20 years. If you haven't maneuvered through how to communicate effectively with a potential dating partner through texting, there's no grace. There's no room.
You're more
no.
What's the word? You're ready to be no immediately. Yeah. So much easier than I am. Because I think because I have this thing of giving so much grace. I'm I want to be able to say that I tried everything to make it work before I just release them back to the wild.
You were right. You want to be I tried. Yes, I did everything.
I genuinely did.
I was right. I was right in this. And if he blew it, he blew it.
Yes, which he did. We met at a coffee shop, and
this is the date that you had.
The date that I had this week. Yeah. We met at a coffee shop. Instantly. Well, one, he was running a little late, but aren't we all? But he also didn't say he was running late. And then got there
and text messaging.
Again,
15
communication.
Years of experience.
So simple.
15 years of experience.
Simple to do. He got there, and I was immediately turned off because it was you asked me to a coffee shop. I already had my coffee because whatever. And I was oh, do you want to go ahead and get your drink? And he was no, I'm good. I'm so you just want to, okay. So he just sat there
he didn't have
no beverage.
He didn't have a drink?
No, nothing. Not even water.
No. Nothing to fill the awkward silence.
Nothing. So I'm the only asshole sipping which is all I could offer.
Yeah, you be the asshole. You are the normal here. He is
That's
the
true.
lunatic.
Yes. So it was that. And then, okay.
Nothing
for
in
those,
hand.
No, nothing in hand. And I filled my responses of, right? with sips because he did most of the talking. Now, where I immediately realized this is not my king is we were sitting, I'm on a bench like against the wall.
Yes.
He's in a chair. We're opposite a bistro table. And he's like in the flow of traffic and people keep walking by. He is noticing this. So he slides his chair, for those watching, he slides his chair around, but instead of facing me, he turns it so his back is like parallel with me and he's facing out and then has to lean back and talk to me like this the whole time.
Wait, so he's like sitting, like we're sitting.
Yeah, like we're sitting right now. He did this, but in a chair that was maybe like 8 inches forward from where I'm sitting from you right now.
No.
And then leaned like this and craned his neck to talk to me and tell me about his life and how like deeply spiritual he was. And if I walked into his place, how it would feel like I walked into a place that was activated.
What does that even mean? No, what does that mean?
I think he's like a chi king and was just like, you're going to feel all the vibes from my home as soon as you walk in because he's like on a different plane, you know?
Oh, extra dimensional.
Yes. I think we're there.
I've been on one of those before.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So he and side note, it sounds to me as if he was talking the entire time.
The entire time.
No room for sipping coffee anyway.
No.
What a nightmare. How'd you get out?
I get out of the date because he actually set a timer, clearly.
No.
So we were sitting and his phone alarm goes off.
Sorry, ma'am, you've underwhelmed. I'm leaving now. Like, what if he liked you when the timer went off?
Unclear, but he told me he had to get back to the gym.
Not back to the gym. Okay, well, there you have it.
Yeah. And,
nice diversified portfolio.
Yeah. And I had, but then right as his timer went off, he then got a call from like a family member and stepped outside. My friend Kate knew that was on this day and she's like, oh my God, I can't wait to hear, like, hope it goes well. And as soon as he stepped outside, I grabbed my phone and just text her, I hate him. And she was like, damn.
Anybody out there feeling cold and lonely, like wondering, questioning their life choices, just remember these dates are happening.
Yeah.
And you are not alone.
Yeah.
Look, I mean, listen, I'm knee
Are you
deep
out in the scene? Yeah.
No, very dry spell, intentionally so. Like,
Okay.
Get me out of here. I can't. I have no tolerance. Obviously, I have no grace for
fair. No, you don't.
Failed
Good
text
for you.
situation. I have zero tolerance right now. I feel, when you have that inside of you, you're like, I'm gonna have to like go out and like say hello to other humans. But the new year rolled around.
All
Everybody's making resolutions, and I was like, nope. I'm not participating. No resolutions, no goals, no.
Wow, you're going out into the new year loose.
Raw.
Unfettered. You're like, what the 2024 gets what I give.
Jesus, take the wheel. I will let you know when I'm ready to receive what you want to bring. Thank you. No, thank you. Yeah. That's. Okay. I have no goals, no aspirations.
Ergo, though, if you have no goals, you won't be disappointed.
I think that's where we're at right now. I have zero aspirations, zero ambitions. I am like, listen, I woke up this morning, put the coffee on. That's a win. That's a win in my book. It sounds bleak. I'm having the time of my life.
There we go.
Just out there, raw dog in the universe.
Okay, I need to get on your level. Because I almost did the opposite approach where I was like, 2024 is getting every teaspoon of my effort. Like I'm setting.
Doubling down.
I was like, oh, so hard. I think, but what triggered it, I think also is that, I think I told you about this offline. I had a tarot reading right before the holidays.
Oh, yes.
That basically like JFK'd my shit, not to be aggressive. But like,
Are you saying that you got shot or that you did?
She blew my brains off of knowledge. I was like, she did this to
yes.
me, which in fairness, I asked for it. I was like, give me a reading about what my blockage is in relationships.
Excellent.
And she was like, okay. And she read the cards and was like, okay, I'm seeing that You know, you're very like steady in like relationships with friends and family, and you seem to like
Right.
rely on them very much.
Yep.
It's like, correct. You
Mhm.
see it. And she goes, I'm seeing there's probably been like some past hurts and like monumental hurts in that way. And I was like, uh-huh. And then
You don't get to this age without
I was
a few
like,
bumps on the road.
exactly. And then she was like, so the main thing that keeps coming to my mind is a question of, have you healed or are you just isolated from your triggers?
Wait. Okay, hold on. Have you healed? Or you? Oh.
Uh-huh. And the way I was holding my
Like
tea,
that.
because we're at a late night tea shop
Mhm.
with my friend,
Mhm.
and I stopped sipping and put my cup down and went, damn.
Damn.
She read me for filth in like one question.
I love isolated from, yes.
Yeah. Are you healed?
Mhm.
Or have you not even exposed yourself to what actually upsets you or like put yourself out there? And so you think you're fine, but actually you're not because you just don't expose yourself to the bullshit.
Listen, in a post-COVID world, and I know we're not actually post-COVID, but
Yeah.
because numbers are on the rise. In this like post-quarantine world, I think we have all gotten very good at being like, that's not happening. I don't see it. It's not there.
Yes.
And yeah, I like the isolated from your triggers. Man, she read that in a
Right?
She read that somewhere in a Matthew McConaughey
Oh.
self-help book.
For sure. And she's like, I can't wait to shit on her with this one.
Marie Forleo, like somebody was like, wait. Oh, she was like, I'm going to use this in my reading.
Oh, for
Yeah.
sure. That's a bar.
Okay, so what's changed?
Okay, so from that, immediately
Mhm.
I got back on Hinge because it was like, we will hide your profile if you don't get on here. I swear to God. So I got on Hinge. I'm on Raya, bragging. Although in fairness, it hasn't been fruitful for me.
No, Raya's it's a handful.
It is.
Yeah, high maintenance people who are very proud of themselves.
Yes. So I aggressively got on the apps. I was talking to 3 different gentlemen at a time.
Mhm.
2 deeply underwhelmed me. I went out with
Mhm.
one of the underwhelmings,
Mhm.
and he proved to be as such,
Yep.
as we heard earlier.
Mhm.
And then, yeah, it's been like a hint of like writing down goals for like life stuff at least. So that, and then I made a jar and I write down like good things that happened to me and I put them in a jar.
Like a little, like a gratefulness or what is
Like
it?
a little gratitude jar.
Mm.
Yeah.
How full is it?
Not that.
It's early.
It's early. We just got here.
Yeah. And listen, obviously, I'm sitting here saying no ambitions, and yet here we are.
Hello.
Yeah,
I mean, this is a whole ambition.
That's true. This is all my ambition. My ambition is to infiltrate your homes with our terrible dating stories. I like this.
Yeah.
I think you're going to inspire me. I think you're going to inspire me to put myself back out there. I dated somebody back in October.
Go off.
Smashed my heart into 1,000 pieces.
They love doing that.
Yes. And sadly, I hadn't really put myself out there in a while. No, that's not right. I hadn't met somebody that I was like, this is somebody I'm super into in a while. So it was really, it's very exciting when you meet somebody like that. And for like weeks, it wasn't like a brief, like, for 10 days. It was like for a couple of weeks. I'm like, oh, wow, this is really something. And it was like, all right, we may open the cupboard, pull the little heart out again.
Right.
Yes. Just Pocahontas, that stuff. On the wind.
Exactly.
Put her back out there.
Nice.
And very quickly, delightfully snatched up by a beautiful man that was like not quite ready for handling and just smashed it into a million pieces. So, however, I walked away from that experience being like, well, all right, I guess there's one out there. There's somebody.
I was going to say, what was your learning or like your learning experience from that? Okay. So it gave you like more confidence of like, okay, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was?
No. It was horrible.
Okay.
Look.
This is someone who literally does not let men in.
Don't give up. Don't give up.
So I'm like, it's scary, right? Right?
It was horrible. Don't give up. It was what I walked away from was, don't give up. There are some people out there that are still interesting. Like yes, it was really heartbreaking and sad, but I'm not out here like, forget it, shut it down. In fact, I'm like, no, this is just a sign there is There's somebody out there, because he was great. He
Yeah.
just he made a poor life choice. And
Fair, exactly.
Chose somebody else.
Right, which at least I will say it was that. It was like,
Yeah.
it was, which is fucked up.
Mhm.
Like that was between like you or another person.
Yes.
But it wasn't just like he fully pulled away. And it seems like from what I heard from you offline, like he struggled to make that decision.
Exactly.
So there was something there for sure.
Exactly. So little hope rolling into this new year, into future, especially because the focus of the pilot in our project is about when your heart gets smashed, when you're done dirty, when you're treated wrong, when somebody betrays you. And the whole premise is about revenge.
Yeah, and like how you respond to that and like what helps.
Yeah.
What does healing look like? I think for so much of the time it's, oh, just live a great life and rise above. And it's like, sometimes you have a little seed in there that you're like, I gotta burn something. And like, if you don't get that outlet, you like, where do I go? Like I personally, when the origin of this podcast idea came out, I hit the gym hard.
Yeah.
Because I was like, everything I thought of felt super illegal or would get me like in an orange jumpsuit. And that washes me. It's not a good color on me. So
can't be wearing orange.
No. So I was like, I can't do that.
No.
And then I think I had this big fear of, I don't want to look like the obsessive crazy girl who couldn't let go, even though he's the one that did me wrong, which is weird that I worry about the perception that someone else who was a dick to me has on me still.
Heaven forbid that heaven forbid, back in the 1950s.
My stars.
Heaven forbid we respond absolutely appropriately when somebody does you dirty.
Yeah.
Which is rage. Like rage, that seed of rage and hurt and anger. And being honest and open and truthful about that. Like, that's, are you kidding me? Hitting the gym is an excellent place to just lifting very heavy things or punching things or just running really hard on the treadmill,
The best.
Sweat is
class. Oh my, not punch class. Can I speak?
Punch
Boxing classes. Boxing classes were a big one. Like not sponsored, but Rumble healed me a little bit.
Heard that.
Because it was just punching. It's loud hip hop music, unedited. And you're just like, there's so many moments of just freestyle in the bag. And I was losing my shit. And they're like, wow, Victoria.
Get it, girl.
Great core work. I'm like, ah!
Sweat is just tears coming out of other holes in your body.
So succinct and so correct. That.
I don't know. Listen, big people are like, men don't cry. I'm like, have you been to the gym?
Oh, they're weeping. Weeping.
Why you think they're moaning and groaning as they're dropping weight?
Like a deadlift of like, ah! That was a girl who hurt them. That's what that was.
Well,
they were releasing Casey from their heart.
Casey, Casey broke his heart. Casey is out there. She met some nice ranch hand who's going to get a farm of his own one day.
Everybody is truly in like a Hallmark Christmas movie.
Excellent. Yep.
That's really what that is. We're all just trying to find our hometown fella who makes bread on like the weekdays, has to take care of mama and like his kid.
Has a really good sourdough starter.
Oh, of course. It's like his sourdough starter. He keeps like pulling from that over and over again for each loaf he makes.
Yeah.
But he makes you that special one that puts like lilac on the top of it and is like, look how pretty. Lilac? I made this for you. Maybe.
I like this fantasy.
Right? I watch a lot of romance movies for someone who like is really much like about love.
Yeah. And you keep the portfolio diversified.
I do. I do. So there's that.
So just a little taste of what's to come. If you aren't already, follow the journey, like and subscribe to our Instagram at Smiling Faces series.
Yes, Smiling Faces _series. Same thing with TikTok, Smiling Faces _series. We have a Facebook page for you elder loves who didn't want to let it go.
The greater generation.
Yeah.
We love you too.
Exactly.
Listen.
Step in there. Step into the chat.
I have heard, even in our greatest generation, they're still struggling in the dating world.
See, exactly.
To be continued in a later. All right. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time.
Thanks. And go ahead and comment below and tell us, what was the worst date you've ever been on?
This week.
Yes, we want to hear fresh, poor dates.